equal to the number of cells present in the daughter cells. Mitosis, also remember the meaning of the word mitosis, which is the body cells. Here we are concluding the first part, which is mitosis under the segment of mitosis in cell division. We now move on to the second segment, where we highlight on what exactly is a cell cycle. For understanding the part of cell cycle, here a diagram representation of cell cycle for you on the monitor. The next segment that we talk about is the cell cycle. Three simple words, but with more of elaboration. Divide, grow, and redivide. This is just a gist of what is a cell cycle. Talking more about cell cycle, as you can see on your monitor, the details of the cell cycle. The new cells at the end of mitosis are relatively small, as you can see the structure. But you will find that even if the size is small, the nucleus is fully grown. So we use the word full-sized nucleus, but the amount of cytoplasm is very little. These cells, they enter interphase, during which they prepare for the next cell division and grow to the same size as that of their mother cell. So after this process is over, that is after the entire phase of the mitosis is over, we are at a phase which was interphase. And you know that in interphase, the next step is a step before this, meaning mitosis is the next phase. What is there before that? Interphase. And what was previous to that? Mitosis. So mitosis, interphase, mitosis is what we are talking about. So here what happens is that this cell which is divided is the daughter cell. So it has to grow back to the size of the mother cell, and that exactly happens over here. When we talk about this, we will be highlighting with our points with first growth phase, which is G1. Proteins are synthesized and the volume of cytoplasm increases. Mitochondria in all the cells and chloroplast in plant cells divide. These organelles have their own DNA, that is deoxyribose nucleic acid. in late G1, that is, at the end of G1, all cells must have one of these paths that they have to follow. So, let us see what the path is selected or what is the choice for the cells. The first one is that they may either withdraw from the cell cycle and enter a resting phase represented as R, or start preparing for the next division by entering the next synthesis phase, which is S phase. So, when we talk about this very first part, the cells which are there, they can either go in a resting phase or they can go in the synthesis phase which is there. Let us talk about this synthesis phase and see what happens in the synthesis phase. You are on the monitor, the synthesis phase for you. Synthesis phase is represented as S. More DNA is synthesized and the chromosomes are duplicated. The second growth phase is G2. So, G1, S, G2. In case of G2, this is a shorter growth phase because the proteins necessary for all the cells division are synthesized. So, this is a phase where the synthesis of protein necessary for the cell is already synthesized. Now, the cell is ready for the next cell division. When we talk about this point, all these three are incorporated under interphase G1, S and G2. For us, the most important one is the S, that was synthesis. Now, the preparation is ready, the cell is ready for the next one, that would be mitosis. One question at this stage: do you think that cell cycle is an endless cycle? If this question has to be answered, these are a few examples for you. Taking into account the cells of the eye lens or nerve cells of the cerebral cortex, if they are lost, then they are not replaced, meaning these are the cells which are formed only once. Take one more example, the skin. The skin cells which are there, they replace every 2 weeks, or for that matter, red blood corpuscles which has a lifespan of 120 days. Or in case of the epithelial lining of the gut, it is 5 days. One more example is the example of the liver cells which have a longevity of 300 to 500 days. But one more example is that of the bones, which are the ones replaced after every 10 years in case of adult. I leave this question for you. Is cell cycle an endless cycle? Don't keep on thinking. Here the answer would be no, because all the cells cannot undergo this process. These are the processes that will only take place in those cells that will be called as the cells responsible for growth. At this juncture, we have taken an entire account of the first unit of our chapter, that was mitosis. Along with that, we studied details of what exactly is a cell cycle. Please remember, cell cycle, mitosis, interphases and prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase that we studied are one of the most important things that we have to remember in the first segment of our chapter, that was cell division.